there's no defense for this, and people should not be defending me over this thing, no matter what. All the criticism that I have received this week is 100% warranted and will receive in the future. So, and you know me better than anybody, if, especially the people that I don't like start coming after me, nobody fires back more than I do.
Late night, WEEI, it's KJ. Thank you so much for hanging out. Been here for the last hour, 45 minutes, or even for the last 4.5 minutes. I appreciate you. That is Dana White earlier today and his comments regarding the unfortunate incident that happened between him and his wife on New Year's Eve. The video was sent to TMZ and played back. In the video, Dana White's wife slaps him. He slaps her back. And that's Dana White addressing, that's the first part of it. Now, you might have heard some of the comments. The great thing about radio is you can play more of the comments, including the ones that were removed, which really shocked me, and I'll play those here shortly. So when I heard Dana White say, especially those who don't like me, it's kind of like, are you missing the point? While this is about you, this isn't about your enemies. This is about what is on tape and what has happened when things like this have happened on tape. Ray Rice, brutal what you saw on tape. Never saw the field again. Other players, even members in UFC who've had incidents, would not see their profession again. But the thing with Dana White, which is different than most other things, and we'll get to the soundbite about him saying, what would be the appropriate time or what would be the appropriate punishment, is it's different when you're an employee and when you're an employer. See, when you're an employee, pressure can get to your employer and something be done about your employment. But when you're an employer, and even though he has bosses to answer to, but when you're the primary employer of the product, sometimes you feel like what am I supposed to do? What should I do? Punish myself? And I don't have an answer of what Dana White should or should not do. I think his partners, which are different than employers, have something, I think, waiting for him. And I think they're just trying to gauge, and I won't speculate, what the blowback will be on them if they don't take action against their partner, who's an employer, who's had to do this with employees before. Here's the soundbite in full. Not totally in full, it's not 19 minutes. But there'll be pieces that you did not hear when this stuff was televised earlier of him talking about, well, what should his punishment be? Here it is.
Yeah, well, what should the repercussions be? You tell me. I take 30 days off. How does that hurt me? I told you guys when we were going through COVID could last 10 years. I could sit it out and, you know what I mean? What would be the problem? It's much like COVID, actually. Me leaving hurts the company, hurts my employees, hurts the fighters. Doesn't hurt me. I could have left in 2016. You know what I mean? I don't know. Do I need to reflect? No, I don't need to reflect. The next morning when I woke up, you know what I mean? I've been against this. I've owned this. I'm telling you that I'm wrong. And but listen, we've had plenty of discussions internally with Ari, ESPN. Nobody's happy. Nobody's happy about this, Neither am I. But it happened. And I have to deal with it. And what is my punishment? Here's my punishment. I got to walk around for however long I live. Is it 10.4 years or is it another 25 years? And I gotta, this is how I'm labeled now. My other punishment is that, I'm sure a lot of people, whether it be media, fighters, friends, acquaintances who had respect for me might not have respect for me now. There's a lot of things that I'm going to have to deal with for the rest of my life that are way more of a punishment than what? I take a 30-day, 60-day absence? That's not a punishment to me. The punishment is that I did it.
Or they buy you out behind your back. See, because I don't really necessarily buy that the fighters would suffer if Dana White's gone. Dana White's not a fighter. How would they suffer if he's gone?
That's what I was going to ask you.
Yeah, like, I can understand if you're the marketing and you're the mouth of all these different things, but I'm sure they can find another. Watch this. You don't think they couldn't see Joe Rogan in your stead? Hello? When you start to believe that you're irreplaceable, they only have to take off 2 letters out of irreplaceable to replace you. It only take 2 letters. And to put you right on the IR. That's biblical right there. So I'm not going to sit here and say, well, this is what should happen to Dana White, and they should be doing this, and they should be doing that. The pieces that you didn't hear on television today involved him mentioning the people at ESPN, his comments about COVID, even the stuff about, and the people who don't like me. Huh? Now, I can't play all 15, 19 minutes. That's not my job here. But he would go on to say that the people who know him best are the people that he lives with in his home, his children. Mentioned that he has a son that's like 21 years old. Never seen any of this stuff like that. I totally get that. But people are probably saying, hey, why are we even seeing you, and why are we not getting stories that you are off getting help, or it's being addressed, or with the financial wherewithal that your company has, that an initiative is not already started already with a large sum of cash behind it. Not to excuse what you've done, but to show that I can no longer be the face of my own mistake and still stand there as it's being addressed. Absolutely pathetic that people were saying, well, she hit him first. Are you fools 3 years old? There's no reason whatsoever at all. I remember I was in high school. I had said something to my girlfriend at the time. Totally forgot she was left-handed. Smacked me right in the face. You know what I did? I just went ahead and opened my locker. What she did to me did not make it right, but I wasn't going to make it doubly wrong. It doesn't matter. The fighters won't suffer. People will still watch UFC because it's blood sport. But when it starts to become lifestyle, or it exposes an aspect of lifestyle, you can't come and say, well, for the people who are against me, huh? Or what should I do? Suspend myself for 30 days, 60 days? You've suspended fighters for good for the same stuff.
Look what's going on with Vince McMahon. Has anybody stopped watching WWE?
Not at all. Not at all. And I don't even know, like was there video, like what Vince McMahon was involved with some wrestlers and made inappropriate moves and so forth, and some had come forward. It's just something about this society that when you see it on tape, it takes it to another level. It doesn't make it any more wrong. If it's not on tape, it doesn't make it any less wrong. But when it's on tape and you're saying, was 30 days going to be it? Was that going to work? It's not going to work. That's all I got to say about Dana White. And I don't even know the guy. I'm just like, psh, they can replace you. Man, unbelievable. Lisa Marie Presley passed away at 54. Michael Jackson's ex-wife. And if there's one thing I know about Lisa Marie Presley, she shared a story with a friend of mine. They asked, what was it like being married to Michael Jackson? Number one, that's not really his voice. Number two, he's an extremely sensual man. And three, oh, that guy could be a hard ass sometimes. So, wow, just so people just going away such a young age. All right, tomorrow night we'll get into the NFL weekend. Thank you so much for hanging out at WEEI, at KJ Carson. See ya.